Hello and good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, today is our ninth class. So last week we have a presentation. We had presentation about data analysis. Okay, but because only one of the students was in the class, so today I will give you a overview of main key from the last session, then continue from today's presentation. Okay, can you see the slide? All right, I know that last session Mr. Swain Ahadi was in the class, so I'm sorry because you should listen to them again. But because Mr. Mirwais was not able to attend the last session, so just I give overview, all right, in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, very quickly. All right, last session we talked about the data analysis. Data analysis method, SPSS, quantitative data analysis and qualitative data analysis. We talked about data analysis method. That what is it? The selection of data analysis method. Important aspect to achieve the research aim and objective successfully. So data analysis is the process of analyzing all the information and evaluation the relevant information that can be helpful in better decision making. The point is that data analysis is a process. It's about analyzing information. It's about evaluating information, and finally come to make a decision. And it helps in driving the conclusion out of the gathered information. So it means from chapter 1 up to chapter 5, whatever you have done, all right, so finally after analyzing your data, analyzing your information, you can make a conclusion, okay? So your conclusion drive or come from your data analysis. Yes, Mr. Mirwais said that for that we need data. Yes, we need data because we should analyze the data regarding to our research question, okay? So when we start the research, at first we have some research question, we have hypotheses, all right? So how can we find the answer of the question? How can we testify our hypothesis, all right? So first, we should collect the data, and after, by analyzing the data, we can find the answer of our question research, okay? And can make a recommendation, can make a conclusion, all right? So data analysis is very important. And the other important thing that we should know that all of the research objective, research question, and data analysis and conclusion, all of them should be in a right way, and all of them should be combined each other, all right? You cannot have some hypothesis and then you collect the data about something other, and then finally you come to conclude about some other thing, all right? All of them should be complete each other and in a one row, all right? This is very important thing. There is, now Mr. Mirves asked that, do we have the same standard method for analyzing the data? Yes, there are some standard methods. It depends on that which method do you use. You use qualitative research or you use quantitative research. Based on the research approach, alright, so you can use some methods that I will explain in this slide, okay? And there are many, methods, but it's not necessary that you know about all of the methods. You should choose only one of them regarding to your research, your experience, your skills, alright, and then just focus on this method. But in this presentation, I mentioned most of the common data analysis method that I want you to have just a glance at it and you can have a background of them, alright, and you be familiar with different methods, but I don't expect you that you know all of the methods, alright? Okay, back to the slide. So key considerations in data analysis. Identify the purpose of the analysis or project, understand the samples under study, understand the instrument being used to collect data, recognition of data layout and format, establish a unique identifier if matching or merging is necessary, plan your work and work your plan. Okay, from this slide, key consideration, the first thing is about purpose. So all time that you do your research, during your doing your research, alright, always you should think about the purpose of the research or objective of the research. You should always think about the research question, and always you should think about problem statement of your research, okay? So then you have this map in your mind. So all the process of data collection and data analysis, sampling, everything should be done good and, as a careful way, alright? So purpose is very important. Also for analyzing, again, you should know about the purpose of your study. A sample, of course, is important. We talk about the sampling and designing the research before. And then the other thing that is very important for you as a student, because your research has a deadline, all right? You should do your research, for example, in 2 months or 3 months. So because of this reason, it's needed that you work and plan your work and work your plan. So this is very important, that you have a plan. Also, only having the good plan doesn't work, because you should do everything related to your schedule. Only you have plan without anything to do, so no point, alright? So plan and work together. Components of data analysis plan is a statement of research question. Research question is one of the components. Method used to answer research question, timeline, budget, file restructuring, and algorithm, maybe data cleaning and quality control procedure. All of them is a component of data analysis. These are the example of analysis that you can see. More advanced analysis greater the amount of variation. Most analysis can be executed straight from a working data file. Some analysis more require transformation of the raw data or specific input data to comply with a statistical software. So it's a statistical software. So it depends on your research and nature of your research and nature of your data and information. And sometimes you can use exactly the data, so you just put your data and your raw data and use the method. use the, for example, software, and then you can get the conclusion, you can get your analysis, but sometimes you cannot use it straightly, and it means that you do something, for example, make it to come to input, all right? So raw data should transform to input data. So for quantitative data analysis, alright, now Mr. Mivers asked about that when shall we use the SWOT analysis? SWOT analysis is a strategic analyzing, alright? So it depends on your research. If, for example, you want to know the situation of one company or organization, of course you need to have a SWOT. And most of the time when you do the marketing plan, business plan, marketing plan, or you want to write some research regarding to the some special organization or company, for example, case study. So of course you need to do the SWOT analysis. All of the marketing plan and business plan should have the analysis, SWOT analysis. Okay, so it depends on your research. That what is your research? So if I'm not mistaken, your research is about solid waste management. So for your topic, you want to see how is the process of solid waste management in Kabul, I think, in one of the Herat or in Kabul. Okay, if, for example, in your research, you want, if in this province, in Kabul, all right, if in Kabul you have the organization, a specific organization to handle all of this process, of course you need to do the SWOT analysis, that what is the strength and weaknesses of this organization, and what is the threat and opportunity for this organization. Yes, for your research you can use SWOT analysis because you should make the recommendation and strategies for the organization who take this process, yeah, who are in charge for solid waste management. Okay, so as this way you can do SWOT analysis. All right, back to the slides. Quantitative data analysis. Data must be analyzed to produce information. Computer software analysis is normally used for this process. Data should be carefully prepared for analysis. And researchers need to know how to select and use different charting and statistical techniques, of course. Quantitative data analysis, again I put something for this. This slide also talk about summarizing the data and generalizing from sample to population. They are very clear. How is the procedure of summarizing and how is the procedure of generalizing from sample to population. And yeah, here I mentioned two methods, SIS or SAS and SPSS. That SPSS is very famous and common for doing the data analyzing of research, especially in level of MBA and, for example, master degree. This is very good. And these are the these slides mention some statistical software. Let's talk about what is SPSS, what is the benefit, advantage, and what is the disadvantage. Okay, weaknesses and strengths of SPSS. And For qualitative data, no. This one SPSS more used in quantitative, okay, quantitative research. Now we want to talk about analyzing qualitative data. Yes, Mr. Mives, SPSS is a software, all right? So you can run in your computer and use it. And another point I want to tell you that in part of data analyzing, it's very usual and common if you can have a help from some expert and a skilled person in this field, okay? Because sometimes you have management background, all right? So you know about the research, you have a literature review, you have a research question, everything done, you have some idea, you know how come to conceptual framework, and then regarding to all of these, so you collect the data, but for analyzing the data, you need some skills about this software, for example, SPSS. So you can talk to some person that have a skill in this field, and then you can have a help from expert person. Okay, so this part it doesn't matter that if someone help you to how to analyzing your data, but the important thing that whatever you derive from the analyzing, okay, it depends on you that how you want to find your conclusion, because the software just give you some analyzing, all right, cannot understand that which of them is useful, on which of them can be your suggestion and recommendation. So from the output, it's better that I say in this way, okay, software just gives you some output, all right? And then from this output, this is your task that analyzing from the output. But how can you put the data in the software, and then how can you get the output? In this process, you can have some help from experts. But how can you want to analyzing these outputs? This is your job and task. So qualitative data refers to all non-numeric data or data that have not been quantified and can be product of all research strategies. For example, for qualitative research, okay, we, for example, have interview, all right? Interview is a very common method for collecting data in qualitative research. So you ask some question from interviewee, and then you have text, which means you have the answer from the interview. So as this way, you cannot, you don't have any number or something like this. So you can use the text analysis. This is another method that we use in qualitative data analysis, okay? So how can you prepare the data for analyzing when you have a qualitative research? Transcribing qualitative data using electronic textual data, including scanned documents, the interactive nature of the process. These are also not very important slides, the type stuff, okay? You can see yourself. This is about procedural applicable to qualitative analysis. Another method is computer-assisted qualitative data analysis software, or in abbreviation CAQDAS, for qualitative analysis. Okay, I have another question in chat box. There are several kinds of interview. Yes, of course, there are several kinds of interview. I think we talked about types of interview in previous sessions. I don't know exactly which session, but before we talk about them, so interview can be face-to-face, can be telephone interview, can be the questionnaire that you have open-end questionnaire, and alright, yeah, correct. We have many type of interview. So, and this is the summary of qualitative data and overview of method of data analysis in research. Method of data analysis in research, again overview, and that's all. So the last session we talked about the procedure of analyzing the data based on qualitative or quantitative, and the method that you can use in each of these ways. Do you have any question? You can ask me now. Okay, the other thing that today is the last class that I will present to you. From the next class, I ask a student to present, alright? So I don't know, during this session, or only during this semester, I mean, I have only 2 or 3 students. The rest of the students, no, they didn't attend the class, alright? So I want to have a schedule for you. So I want you, I mean, Mr. Mirez and Mr. Ismail Ahadi, that for next Monday, please present your research proposal, alright? Maybe just 5 or 6 slides enough. Just explain whatever that you have done up to now, alright? Because after this, step by step, I think we have another 4 session or 5 session maybe. So during this 5 session, this is the opportunity that you can do your job, do your research, okay, and then come to the class and get feedback. And again, you go and improve it and then come back to next class, alright? So this is very good for you. This class, because only have 2 or 3 students, so this opportunity is very good. So for next class, for next class, I ask Mr. Mirez and Mr. Ismail Ahadi to present their research proposal. And for example, 1 or 2 days before, if you send me your draft of your slides and research, is very good for me. And I will, for example, bring you some complementary slides, something like this, some example, or you have a question and you have some problem, some slides, all the previous classes that we had, so you can inform me before. So for the class, I will bring some example and more slides about the session that you had some problem or difficulty to understand, okay? So Mr. Ismail Ahadi, do you agree? Can you bring for next class? Can you bring your research proposal for next class? Yes, Mr. Mirvez? Mr. Mavis, do you want to? No, I cannot hear you. All right. So if you have, because I cannot hear you, all right. So if you have any question or problem, you can write in the chat box and I will answer you. It's okay, no problem. So I bring another two slides for you. It's about high quality research or good research and what is the bad research, all right? What is the high quality research? It's based on the work of others. It can be replicated. It is generalizable to other settings. It is based on some logical, rational, and tied to theory. It is doable. It generates new questionnaire or is cyclic in nature. It is incremental. It is a political activity that should be undertaken for the betterment of society. Okay. So what does it mean that we have a high quality research or no? So the first point is that when you want to do a high quality research, meaning that you should do a lot of literature review, you should read a lot of journal, you should read lots of article, books, conference proceeding, report from the company, all the things that you think it should be useful for you. Okay, so when you have a lot of reading, so then you can do the new research. It means your research is based on the work of others, but it's a new thing. So for example, previous that people done for something and then you continue it, you improve it. So this is very important. So the first thing is based on the work of others. You cannot finally to tell something without any referencing, without any proof, all right? So you should always refer to others' work that, okay, the research A done up to here, now I want to improve it, I want to start from this stage or from this stage. So this is very important. Another thing that if you don't do the work based on the others, if you don't have reading and enough literature review, sometimes you do the duplicate, research. It means that you do something that before this have done by others. So it's very bad, and this research cannot have any benefit or point for others. So all of these things will refer by doing good literature, all right? And another thing that you should know, your research should have some theory, all right? The original theory, the general theory. And then you can make some changes on this theory based on your data analyzing, based on your reading, or you can improve the theory. So finally, all the things that you can conclude from your research is based on the mother holding theory, all right? It's based on the holding theory. It's based on the matter theory, all right? So after that, you can say, okay, this research has a good point because it's based on the main theory. But your research is new. Why? Because you improve this theory and make some changes. And sometimes you see that, for example, in the field of research that you want to have your research, before this no one have done it, okay? But sometimes no one have done this research because maybe it's not doable, maybe it's not has any worth or benefit. So you should see first if no one do this before because of what is the reason, all right? If the reason because they don't access the data or it's not doable or what's the reason. So all of the things that you should consider when you want to choose the topic is very important. Okay. Let me correct. So could you okay, Mr. Viewers asked about the style of referencing. I think when you go to the internet, all right, and search referencing style, you can see some usual and common style referencing. For example, APA, Harvard, or something like this. Okay, so you can follow all of them, but at the correct way. You cannot mix, for example, APA method with Harvard, alright? So all of them have some procedure and some criteria, alright? And then I check with WWSC for the style of your referencing. I don't think that we ask you a specific style of referencing, but the correct one we ask. But I double check with them. And the other thing that you can use EndNote. Okay, you can find EndNote program and then download it and in your Word. And then EndNote will make references very easy for you. Because EndNote got some criteria, for example, APA it has. So just you click the APA and all the referencing will be done. So if you want to have easy referencing, you can use EndNote program. Is it clear now, my voice? Okay. Can you get my point, or you don't have voice? Okay, you asked me about the... Alright, you get it? Or alright, okay, thank you. So just download EndNote, and then you can use EndNote under the Word document, and then referencing will be very good. Will be done very careful and very. So we talk about the high quality research. Now, if we want to don't do the bad research, okay, so we should know what is the bad research. The opposite of what has been discussed can be bad research, meaning that we don't have literature review, our research is not based on others' work, it doesn't have any theory, okay? All of them can make a bad research. Looking for something very explicitly is not to be found, okay? And plagiarizing other people's work, specifying data to prove a point, misrepresenting information and misleading participants. The most important thing for bad research, the first is plagiarizing. Because plagiarizing is very important in academic area, so you cannot copy and paste the other work, the other research. Of course, you use from other research, but you should justify a preference. You cannot just cut and copy and paste, okay, or cut and paste. Another thing is that you should not arrange the data analyzing to your conclusion. You should make a conclusion from data analysis. This points back to the point number 4, specifying data to prove a point. That means that you want to see the data analysis regarding your conclusion, so you handle and you organize all of the things that you can prove your theory. It's not correct, it's not as a good research. Sometimes after you have the data analysis, you understand that your idea doesn't work, your idea is not correct. So you can choose it, you can change it and choose another topic. But you are in a good research manner, alright? But if you, for example, have a very good conclusion, but the data analysis arranged with you, not arranged by the real tool, you are doing bad research. So these are the points that if you consider and you review your research, you can come to the good research. So any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask. I know about Mr. Mir's topic, but it's good if Mr. Ismail Ahadi talk about topic. Have you chosen your topic or no? Mr. Ismail Ahadi, can you hear me? I don't know if he's in the class or... Okay, you are, okay. Good. So, Mr. Ismail Ahadi, have you chosen your topic? If you can talk, you can talk. If no, you can type in the chat.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sorry, you talked regarding my topic. I'm not heard clearly.
Okay, can you say me your topic?
My topic is about budgeting and public finance.
Okay, yes, I remember. Yeah, last week we talked about it. So, can you prepare your proposal for next session?
Yes, I will provide my proposal to after next session. It might be the short time after the next session. I think it will take like...
Okay, alright. You need more time, you mean?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, but you know, I don't expect you to bring the whole research proposal. Just prepare some slides, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many you can, it's okay. But I want to know your progress of your research. You should just bring a slide and explain whatever that you have done now. For example, why do you choose this topic? How can you take this school? Whatever that you have done up to now, just make it in a slide and bring talking about in the class. Then you can have the feedback, okay, from me.
Yes, I will do. I will do. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And yes, Mr. Beaver, you are right. We have another student that Mr. Nuzai. So if it's possible for you, please inform me. Okay, any other question if you have regarding to your topic or slide or class, you can ask me. And regarding to your MBA certificate, okay, so I don't know I told to you or no, but again I mentioned it that the grade, the mark of your final research just come in your transcript, not mentioned in your certificate. But the specialization of your research become to the certificate. For example, if you do your research in field of finance and accounting, so in the certificate that you got from level 7, as it's mentioned that MBA in finance, alright, or MBA in marketing, MBA in strategic management. It depends on the research area, alright. And the grade and the mark that I will give you go to your transcript. And another thing, alright. Mr. Ismail Ahadi, can you email your topic to finance lecturer as well? Because he or she, I think the finance lecturer is she, but I don't remember her name. But she also should know about the research topic and your research. Because the finance lecturer can be your supervisor, alright? And I can be your co-supervisor, because my area of supervising is marketing and, for example, strategic management, policy, international business, something like that. Okay, if you have any question, okay, because we have time, so I just present some slides about writing and presenting your project report. But this is from one of the research methodology book. So regarding to copyright regulation, I just shared with you in the class, but cannot send to you as an email. All right. So getting started with writing. So now, after you want to write the research, the practical things like this: create time for your writing, write when your mind is fresh, find a regular writing place, set goals and achieve them, use word processing, generate a plan for the report, finish each writing session on a high point, get friends to root and comment your work. Okay. So the things that mentioned as practical things, we can say that of course you should write when you are fresh and your mind is fresh, and set a goal and achieve them, again meaning that plan your work and work your plan. And another thing is get friends to read and comment on your work. This is another important thing, because when you are doing the research, always very good idea for you. Sorry, today I had to catch a cold, alright, like my voice is not very clear. Sorry for that, sorry for the so back to the slides. Okay, when you are doing the research, it's very good that you have some feedback and comments from others. So you can ask your friends, you can ask your colleague, your colleague, every person that you think he or she has some new idea regarding your research topic, has some experience, has some knowledge or skills. So you can share your research with anyone that you think that she can help you. Okay, very good when you are doing your research. Next slide is about the suggested structure. So you can follow this structure for writing your research. The first is abstract, then introduction, and then literature review, method, result, discussion, conclusion, and present analysis. Alright? So introduction, it means chapter 1. So all the abstract and introduction can include chapter 1. So in chapter 1, we talk about research question, objective, problem statement, background of your research, introduction of your research, and okay, all of that. And then you come to chapter 2, as a literature review, and then chapter 3 for method, methodology, the chapter 4 for results, data analysis, data collection, and finally chapter 5 discussion and conclusion of the presentation. Writing the different outputs or the key differences between an academic report and a consultancy or management report. So it is a good point that you know that your research will be used with whom, alright? Who will use or who will read your research? So the academic report, we have two main research or report: the academic report and the consultancy report. Your job now is academic report, okay? So for academic report, tends to be longer, will be marked and graded, it contains contextual description, okay? So what does it mean? When you write the research as academic, you write their academic report, so you cannot just submit 10 pages, 5 pages, 20 pages. You should follow the criteria of that academic area that you do the research for, okay? And then, so it means that tends to be longer. And why? Because it should include all the details, all right? And you should follow up the specific criteria. What about now? Now my voice is clear. What about now? Can you hear me clearly? All right. So back to a slide. This slide talk about the. Okay, I repeat this slide again. So this slide wants to tell you about the differences between academic report and consultancy or management report. So we have two main research or two main reports, academic and the consultancy. You as a student for getting MBA certificate, so you should do the academic report, okay? Your research is academic research. So it means that it should be marked and graded. So because of this, because I will mark and I will give you grade for your research, so I should know about all of the details. I should know about all the thing that you have done in your research. So it means that tends to be longer. But before this, I sent to you an email that how is the MBA, the thesis for MBA at WWS. So just you should follow up this criteria. So as mentioned in this slide as well, so the academic report will contain contextual description. Okay, it means it has a specific criteria, a specific, organization of the research. It depends on the university and institute that you want to submit your research. But for the consultancy report or management report has less focus on development of the theory, contains recommendation relating to the organization's business. So for academic report, when the university or institute, for example, when the supervisor, me, see your research, I want to see about the literature review, I want to see your theory, I will see your research question, research objective, data analysis, how is the methodology of your research, all of these things I want to see in your research. But when you submit the consultancy or management report, they don't ask you about that, what is your literature review, how many articles have you read, or what is the development of the theory, or what is the research methodology. They just, they want to see the final result. They just want to see the conclusion and recommendation, okay? So this is the key point, that when you prepare the report or research for organization, you should just focus on your recommendation and conclusion. So about report structure, because in this slide we mentioned some structure of the research report. The first one is abstract, okay? So now I want to explain that how is the abstract. So 4 short paragraphs that answer the question. First, what were my research questions and why were they important? How did I go about answering the research question? What did I find out in response to those questions? And the last question is what conclusion can be drawn? These 4 questions, when you answer to them, it means you write your abstract. So the second part is introduction, include the research question and a clear statement of research objective, brief background, and a guide to the storyline. So this is very clear. I talk about how you can write the research objective, research question, and problem statement. Then you go to the literature review part, the purpose of the study, to set your study in the wider context to show how your supplement existing work. Okay, but before you what have done and how you want to use from the previous knowledge and previous information, theory, all the things. Then you go to the result chapter purpose, the report that facts your research discovered, the support the facts with equity from participant, okay? And then a discussion part, chapter, to interpret result and relate the findings to the original research goal and objective means data analyzing. That we talk about data analyzing today. And then to indicate implication of the research. So this is again a slide that contains all of this. And then conclusion chapter, what you do in conclusion chapter, meaning the final chapter that you will propose in your research, chapter 5 maybe, to answer the research question, to meet the research objective, to consider the findings, to present any contribution to the topic displayed in the literature, to reflect on any implication for future research. So this is very clear that you should answer about research question, objective, finding, data analyzing, implication, all of them in chapter 5 or final chapter, I mean conclusion chapter, recommendation chapter. And then references that Mr. Mivet asked me today. So use a convention that is accepted by your university. For example, Harvard or APAA. APAA and Harvard, the most common and famous method for technique for referencing. So for WWS, both of them I think acceptable, Harvard or APA. Cite all sources referred to the in the text and check all the citation to prevent plagiarism. So if you have a citation, if you have a referencing, then you can avoid from doing any plagiarism. And also appendices, okay? Include only essential supporting material, include copies of interview schedule, keep appendices to a minimum. So, for example, if you mention in your research that you use interview method for qualitative research, okay, so you should attach all the questions, all the interviewee response in the appendices, okay? So main points to consider, first choosing the title, telling a clear story, and helping the reader by dividing your work, previewing and summarizing chapters using suitable tables and graphics, and writing in suitable style. Now I have a question in chat box from Mr. Mivet. Do we need chapter for conclusion? Of course, you have a chapter, the final chapter, that includes the conclusion of your research and recommendation. And also, for example, you can mention your future suggestion for research for other researchers. And as we can see in this slide, if you divide your work, okay, it means that you have at least five chapters, and divide, for example, a chapter. Each chapter include some a part of your research. As this way, you can make your research simple and easy to understand, and then good and easy for your reader of your research. So if you have a conclusion part, it's very good, because when the first thing that the reader of your research want to find, go to the conclusion part and see whatever that you conclude and recommend. So writing the style, clarity and simplicity, avoid jargon, okay, checking grammar and spelling, preserving anonymity, and regularity revision each draft. This is also very clear that you should have a grammar and a spelling check. Oral presentation, planning and preparation, use of visual aids and presenting. This is for oral presentation. And writing is creative process and powerful way to clarify your thinking. So you should write whatever that you think during the research. It is very clear. You should mention all the things. A project report needs a clear structure that helps to develop the storyline, and all the information should be easily accessible to the reader. So it means that you should attach all the information, and it should be accessible by the reader. Use a clear writing style, free and check for spelling, grammatical errors. Be prepared to rewrite the first draft several times. Remember to check the assessment criteria. So the second point means that maybe when you write the research, the proposal research, when you receive the comments and feedback, then you can change it. So maybe many times, several times, you should rewrite your draft. But when you have a right and complete draft, after that you are in the right step, in the right way, and you can do your research in the right way. So don't be rushed about your research proposal, this draft of your research, and be patient and write it first, and then improve it many times, then you can come up to the good research. Failing to prepare for your presentation is preparing to fail. This is very clear. Visual aids help the audience understand your presentation. So in WWS, of course, we have a pre-defense and final defense that you can present your work and defend your research, and after that you can be graded. Remember, tell them what you are going to say it, and tell them what you say. So for your final defense, it is very important that first you give abstract of your research, then talk about the whole research, and again at the end you tell them what you said. It means at the 3 step you mention and repeat the things so the research can be clear for audience. So that's finished. This is the whole this slide can give you an overview of whatever that we talk about it from first class up to now. Overview of all of them. how to write and which chapter should include in your research. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me now. Okay, I think there's no question. All right, about these slides, because I told you this slide is from one of the book, one research methodology book. So regarding to copyright regulation, because I don't make any changes to this slide, so I cannot share to you, I mean send to you as email, but I think more complete than this slide, okay, I send to you as a criteria of writing thesis for WWS. I think if you see at that PDF, I think, file, you can find all of these points. Also, I sent to you the Chatteri, I think, Chatteri guideline for how write the research, how write the thesis. This is also another information that you can find all of these points inside this. And of course, you can have these slides in YouTube, alright? So you can listen to them again and then write some notes for yourself. Okay, thank you. If you have no question, we can finish the class now. I'm looking forward to receiving your email regarding to research proposal, alright, slides. And then next week we have a presentation of your research proposal. Thank you very much. Have a nice time and goodbye.